been over 24 years since the CDC recognized that obesity had become an epidemic. So why hasn't anything changed?
From juicy hot dogs to crispy chicken nuggets, ever wondered what really goes into making your favorite foods? The truth about how these foods are produced might shock you. Some of them combine a mix of genetically modified elements, while others are just added for the taste with no nutritional value. This is unfortunately what a large amount of the Earth's population ingest on a regular basis. Join us as we reveal the unsettling secrets behind these popular foods. This will leave you surprised and maybe a little scared as we explore the hidden truths that might make you think twice before your next bite. Number 15. Instant ramen. Instant ramen is a favorite for college students and busy people because it's cheap, quick, and tasty. But behind its convenience lies a less pleasant truth that might make you rethink that next packet. Here's how instant ramen is made. The noodles are often deep-fried before packaging, giving them their unique texture but also adding unhealthy fats. These fats can contribute to high cholesterol and heart disease. Then there's the flavor packet, which is loaded with sodium and artificial additives. Too much sodium can lead to high blood pressure, heart disease, and stroke. The artificial ingredients in these packets are linked to various health problems including headaches, nausea, and even more serious conditions like cancer and metabolic disorders. Nutritionally, instant ramen is lacking. It's low in essential nutrients like fiber, protein, and vitamins, making it a poor choice if you're aiming for a balanced meal. While it's tempting to rely on these quick and inexpensive meals, remember that your long-term health is more important than short-term convenience. If you love instant ramen but want to make it healthier, there are a few easy changes you can make. Add fresh vegetables like spinach, carrots, and bell peppers to increase the fiber and vitamins. You can also include lean proteins such as grilled chicken, tofu, or a boiled egg. Using only part of the flavor packet can cut down on the sodium content, making it a bit healthier. Even better, consider whole food alternatives. Homemade soups and stir-fries can provide the same comfort and convenience with better nutritional value and fewer health risks. These dishes let you control the ingredients and ensure a balanced meal. Next time you're tempted by instant ramen, think about these healthier options. Remember, a little extra effort can go a long way in protecting your health. What other foods are enjoyed and widely eaten but are harmful to the health in the long run? Keep watching to find out. Number 14. Hot dogs. Hot dogs, a favorite at barbecues and ballparks, have a rather unappetizing backstory. Despite their popularity, the way they're made might make you think twice. These sausages are created from a mix of leftover meat trimmings, fat, and various additives, all ground into a paste-like consistency. The meat used can come from many parts of the animal, including muscles, tripe, and even liver. To achieve that familiar smooth texture, the meat mixture is finely ground and combined with water, salt, and preservatives. It's then stuffed into casings, which can be made from natural animal intestines or artificial collagen. These casings shape the hot dogs and give them their distinctive look. The process starts with collecting leftover pieces of meat from beef, pork, or poultry. These are finely chopped and blended into a paste, which is seasoned with spices and additives to enhance flavor and extend shelf life. Common additives in hot dogs include corn syrup, nitrates, and nitrites. These preservatives help maintain the hot dog's pink color, but have raised health concerns. High consumption of nitrates and nitrites has been linked to an increased risk of certain cancers. The meat mixture is stuffed into natural casings made from sheep or pig intestines, or artificial casings created from collagen extracted from animal hides. After stuffing, the hot dogs are cooked, smoked, and quickly cooled to keep their shape and prevent spoilage. If artificial casings are used, the hot dogs are often skinned, leaving their smooth surface. While the idea of eating mystery meat might be unsettling, using various animal parts can be a more sustainable and cost-effective practice. It helps the meat industry make better use of resources by using parts that might otherwise go to waste. However, the high sodium content and the presence of preservatives like nitrates and nitrites make hot dogs less healthy. These additives can lead to health issues if consumed frequently over time. So, next time you're enjoying a hot dog at a barbecue or ballpark, consider how often you indulge in this classic treat. Number 13. Swordfish. When considering the fish we eat, it's crucial to think about not only the taste and nutritional benefits, but also potential contaminants. One major concern is mercury, a harmful metal that accumulates in fish due to environmental pollution. Large predatory fish, such as swordfish and bluefin tuna, are particularly known for their high mercury levels. Mercury contamination occurs through a process called bioaccumulation, where mercury in the water is absorbed by small aquatic organisms. These organisms are then consumed by small fish, which are in turn eaten by larger fish. As a top predator, swordfish accumulates significant levels of mercury over its long lifespan, sometimes reaching weights of over 550 pounds. Health experts, including cardiologists and nutritionists, recommend caution with frequent consumption of large predatory fish. Mercury can pose severe health risks, particularly to vulnerable groups such as pregnant women and young children, potentially affecting neurological and developmental health in fetuses and infants. To minimize these risks, it's wise to vary the types of fish in your diet and limit consumption of those known for high mercury levels, like swordfish and bluefin tuna. Instead, consider eating smaller oily fish, such as sardines, anchovies, and mackerel. These smaller fish contain significantly less mercury and are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are beneficial for heart health. They also provide high-quality protein and essential nutrients like iodine, selenium, phosphorus, and vitamins A and D. Consuming a variety of fish ensures you still receive the nutritional benefits without the elevated risk of mercury exposure. For example, whitefish like cod and haddock are excellent alternatives, offering vital nutrients without the high mercury content. Are there other healthier options to some of these harmful diets? How can they be swapped into our diet plan? Keep watching to find out. Number 12. Peanut butter. Peanut butter is a spread made from ground, dry roasted peanuts. It often includes extra ingredients like salt, sweeteners, or emulsifiers to adjust its taste and texture. Popular around the world, peanut butter is the most widely used nut butter, with others including cashew butter and almond butter. Peanut butter is packed with protein, vitamins, and minerals. It's commonly spread on bread, toast, or crackers and used to make sandwiches, especially the classic peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's also used in various breakfast dishes and desserts such as granola, smoothies, crepes, cookies, brownies, and croissants. The earliest known use of peanut butter dates back to the Aztec and Inca civilizations, who made a paste by grinding roasted peanuts. However, modern peanut butter as we know it today was developed by several inventors. The U.S. National Peanut Board recognizes 3 key figures for their early patents related to making modern peanut butter. Marcellus Gilmore Edson from Montreal, Quebec, Canada was the first to receive a patent for a method to produce peanut butter from roasted peanuts in 1884. His process involved using heated surfaces to grind the peanuts into a fluid or semi-fluid state, which he described as having a consistency similar to butter, lard, or ointment. To achieve the desired texture, he mixed sugar into the paste. In 1894, George Bale, a businessman from St. Louis, began producing and selling peanut butter as a snack food. Peanut butter is not just a tasty spread, but also a nutrient-rich food that's popular among athletes and fitness enthusiasts. For every 3.53 ounces of peanut butter, you get about 0.82 ounces of monounsaturated fatty acids and around 0.49 ounces of polyunsaturated fatty acids, primarily omega-6. Peanuts are legumes, and peanut butter is a great protein source, offering about 0.95 ounces per 3 ounces of product. This high protein content contributes to its popularity in fitness circles and on social media. In addition to its healthy fats and protein, peanut butter is also rich in fiber and essential minerals. It provides significant amounts of phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, and zinc, which support various bodily functions like bone health, muscle function, and immune response. Peanut butter is often praised for its nutritional benefits, but not all varieties are equally healthy. Many commercial brands add sugar and other ingredients that can diminish its health value. For instance, some peanut butters contain up to 7 grams of sugar per 2 tablespoons, which not only makes the spread sweeter and more addictive, but also less healthy. Low-fat versions can be particularly misleading, as they often replace fat with added sugars and other unwanted ingredients to maintain flavor and texture. Excessive added sugar can lead to health issues like obesity, diabetes, and an increased risk of heart disease. The American Heart Association advises that women limit their added sugar intake to no more than 6 teaspoons per day and men to no more than 9. When choosing peanut butter, it's best to select brands that list only peanuts and possibly a bit of salt as the ingredients. Number 11. Artificial sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners are often marketed as a healthier alternative to sugar, but their production process and history are more complex than they might seem. Sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin are made through intricate chemical processes using synthetic ingredients. Take your aspartame, for instance. It's created by combining 2 amino acids, aspartic acid and phenylalanine, through a series of chemical reactions. These reactions involve protecting and then deprotecting specific parts of the molecules to produce a sweetener up to 600 times sweeter than regular sugar. Even though artificial sweeteners are approved as safe by agencies like the FDA, there are ongoing debates about their health effects. Some studies suggest that frequent consumption might interfere with the body's ability to manage blood sugar levels, potentially raising the risk of metabolic disorders such as diabetes. Other research points to possible links between artificial sweeteners and various health issues, including digestive problems, headaches, and even certain types of cancer. However, more research is needed to fully understand these risks and their implications. What other foods seem good on the outside but pose health threats to users? Keep watching to find out. Number 10. Packaged bread. The ingredients in commercial bread can be surprising, especially if you're used to thinking of bread as a simple product. One unsettling fact is that many packaged breads contain an amino acid called L-cysteine, which can sometimes be derived from human hair. L-cysteine is an amino acid used in the food industry to extend the shelf life of bread and improve dough consistency. The troubling aspect is how it can be sourced. L-cysteine can be produced from human hair as well as from duck feathers, cow horns, and pig bristles. A significant amount of the human hair used comes from hair salons in China, where it's collected, dissolved in acid, and processed to extract L-cysteine, which is then used in bread production. If the idea of L-cysteine in bread makes you uncomfortable, you can avoid it by choosing bread from local bakeries, where it's less likely to be used. Freshly baked bread from bakeries typically doesn't contain L-cysteine, as it's not a common additive in flour itself. However, be cautious with bread from fast food outlets, as they often use commercially produced bread that might include this ingredient. So next time you enjoy a sandwich, remember that the bread might have started as someone's ponytail in China before ending up on your plate. Being aware of where our food comes from and what it contains is important for making informed dietary choices. Opting for locally made, freshly baked bread can help you avoid questionable commercial bread ingredients. Did this scare you too? So would you begin to opt for freshly and locally made breads in the bakeries around you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Number 9. Caviar. Caviar, often associated with luxury and sophistication, consists of tiny, salty pearls from sturgeon fish eggs. However, the glamorous image of caviar contrasts sharply with the reality of its production process. Caviar comes from the roe of sturgeon, an ancient fish that can take up to 20 years to mature enough to produce eggs. The traditional method of harvesting caviar involves killing the female sturgeon to extract her eggs. This process is labor-intensive and has significant implications for sturgeon populations. After the eggs are collected, they undergo a meticulous process of cleaning and salting to enhance flavor and preserve them, resulting in the luxurious caviar enjoyed in gourmet dishes. Unfortunately, the traditional harvesting methods have raised considerable ethical and environmental concerns. The practice of killing sturgeon for their roe has contributed to the decline of sturgeon populations worldwide, pushing many species to the brink of extinction. Overfishing and habitat loss further exacerbate the situation, making sustainable caviar production a significant challenge. In response to these issues, some modern caviar farms have developed no-kill methods for harvesting roe. These techniques involve gently extracting the eggs from the fish or performing a surgical procedure that allows the fish to continue living and producing roe in the future. While these methods are more sustainable and humane, they are also more expensive and less widely adopted, so traditional practices still dominate the market. The main types of caviar come from sturgeon species native to the Caspian Sea and include beluga, sterlet, Kaluga hybrid, osetra, Siberian sturgeon, and sevruga. American white sturgeon caviar, found in California and the United States Pacific Northwest, is also notable. The rarest and most expensive caviar is beluga, from sturgeon in the Caspian Sea, which borders Iran, Kazakhstan, Russia, Turkmenistan, and Azerbaijan. Wild caviar production was paused in Russia from 2008 to 2011 to help replenish wild stocks. The Siberian variety, similar to sevruga but with a shorter harvest period 5 years, is popular for its higher brine content. Chinese Kaluga hybrid caviar, varying from dark gray to light golden green, is closely related to beluga. Number 8. Chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets are a popular choice for both kids and adults, but their production process might make you think twice. While we often picture them being made from tender, juicy chicken breast, the reality is quite different. Many chicken nuggets are made from mechanically separated chicken, a process where the entire chicken carcass, including bones and all, is ground into a paste-like consistency. This mixture includes not just meat, but also bone fragments and connective tissue. To achieve a uniform texture, the paste is mixed with additives like salt, flavorings, and binding agents. The mixture is then shaped into nuggets, breaded and fried until golden and crispy. Using mechanically separated chicken helps manufacturers use parts of the chicken that might otherwise go to waste, making the process more economical. However, this means you might be eating more than just chicken meat. The presence of bone fragments and connective tissue can be unsettling and raises concerns about the product's overall quality. Recently, some brands have started using whole muscle meat instead, which is closer to what most people expect. These nuggets are made from whole pieces of chicken breast or thigh, cut into smaller pieces, breaded and fried. Though they tend to be more expensive, they are generally considered higher quality and more appealing. If you're concerned about what's in your food, check the ingredient list on the packaging. Look for nuggets that specify whole muscle meat and avoid those with a long list of unrecognizable additives. Next time you're tempted by those crispy golden chicken nuggets, take a moment to consider their journey from chicken to nugget. Remember the old saying, "You are what you eat." Being informed about what goes into your favorite foods can help you make better choices for your health and well-being. Are there other foods that can cause considerable nutrient harm when overeaten? What are they? Keep watching to find out. Number 7. Farmed shrimp. Shrimp is a popular seafood choice often associated with luxury and indulgence. However, the reality behind most shrimp sold in supermarkets and restaurants is far less glamorous. Most shrimp consumed worldwide comes from industrial shrimp farms, which are frequently located in developing countries with lax environmental and labor regulations. These farms are notorious for their crowded, unsanitary conditions, which can lead to the spread of disease among the shrimp population. To address these issues, Farmers often use heavy doses of antibiotics and other chemicals to keep the shrimp alive and growing. This widespread use of antibiotics has raised concerns about antibiotic-resistant bacteria, which can pose serious risks to human health. Additionally, shrimp farms are frequently located in coastal areas that were once home to mangrove forests. These forests are crucial for protecting coastlines from erosion and providing habitat for a variety of species. The destruction of these ecosystems for shrimp farming has led to severe environmental consequences, including loss of biodiversity and increased vulnerability to natural disasters. Moreover, working conditions on many shrimp farms are notoriously poor, with workers often facing low wages, long hours, and exposure to hazardous chemicals. Number 6. Commercial ice cream. Commercial ice cream is a popular treat, but it often contains more than just milk, sugar, and cream. To achieve that smooth, creamy texture, mass-produced ice creams frequently include stabilizers and emulsifiers. These ingredients prevent ice crystals from forming and maintain a consistent texture, even after being stored in the freezer. One common stabilizer is carrageenan, derived from seaweed. Carrageenan acts as a thickening agent and is widely recognized as safe by food regulatory agencies. However, some studies have suggested that carrageenan might cause digestive issues and inflammation in certain individuals. This has led to ongoing debates about its safety, with some people experiencing stomach problems after consuming products containing carrageenan. In addition to stabilizers, commercial ice cream often contains artificial flavors and colors. These additives mimic the taste and appearance of natural ingredients like fruits and vanilla at a lower cost. However, synthetic flavors and colors have been linked to various health concerns. For example, some artificial colors have been associated with allergic reactions and hyperactivity in children. These potential risks have led many consumers to seek out ice cream brands that use natural ingredients. To enjoy ice cream without the additives found in many commercial brands, consider making your own at home. Homemade ice cream allows you to control exactly what goes into your treat, using simple and whole food ingredients. Many easy recipes use just a few basic ingredients, such as milk, cream, sugar, and natural flavorings, like real vanilla or fresh fruit. Alternatively, look for brands that prioritize natural, minimally processed ingredients. Many smaller and artisanal ice cream makers offer products that avoid artificial additives, focusing instead on high-quality, real ingredients. Though these options might be a bit more expensive, they provide peace of mind for those wanting to avoid potential health risks associated with synthetic additives. What other pleasure food can you make at home in a healthy form rather than the commercial unhealthy form? Keep watching to find out. Number 5. Non-dairy creamer. Non-dairy creamer, a popular choice for coffee and tea, has a surprisingly complex ingredient list that might make you rethink adding it to your drink. Marketed as a healthier alternative to dairy, these creamers are usually made from water, oil, sugar, and various artificial additives. One of the most concerning ingredients in many non-dairy creamers is partially hydrogenated oil, which contains trans fats. Trans fats are linked to serious health issues like heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. Although the FDA has banned added trans fats in most foods, some non-dairy creamers may still contain trace amounts due to the use of highly processed oils. In addition to trans fats, non-dairy creamers often contain high levels of added sugars, usually in the form of corn syrup solids. Excessive sugar intake can lead to weight gain, insulin resistance, and other metabolic problems. Furthermore, these creamers may include artificial flavors and colors, which can cause allergic reactions or other adverse health effects in some individuals. To avoid these potential risks, consider using whole, minimally processed ingredients like real cream or milk. For plant-based options, almond or coconut milk are healthier, more natural alternatives. When selecting non-dairy creamers, read labels carefully and choose brands that prioritize natural, whole food ingredients over artificial additives. Number 4. Imitation crab meat. Imitation crab meat, also known as surimi, is a clever but deceptive stand-in for real crab. It looks and tastes somewhat like crab, but it's actually made from cheap processed fish like pollock or hake. Here's how it's made. The fish is ground into a fine paste, mixed with additives like starch, sugar, and artificial crab flavoring, and then shaped to resemble real crab meat. To finish the look, it's often colored with food dye to mimic the vibrant red and white of actual crab. Surimi is popular because it's much cheaper than real crab. You'll find it in sushi rolls, seafood salads, and as a topping for various dishes. However, imitation crab doesn't provide the same nutritional benefits as real crab meat. While real crab is packed with protein, vitamins, and minerals, surimi is lower in these nutrients and higher in sodium due to preservatives that extend its shelf life. If you have shellfish allergies, surimi can be risky. Even though it's made from fish, not shellfish, it's often processed in facilities that handle real crab, which means there's a chance of cross-contamination. This could trigger allergic reactions in sensitive individuals. Next time you're at a sushi restaurant or shopping for seafood, keep in mind that imitation crab is just that. While it's a tasty and budget-friendly option, it's not quite the same as the real thing. Being aware of what you're eating helps you make better food choices, whether you're concerned about nutrition or managing food allergies. Number 3. Canned mushrooms. Canned mushrooms are a convenient staple for many home cooks, but there's a hidden detail that might make your skin crawl. According to the FDA's Food Defect Action Levels, a certain number of maggots and insect larvae are allowed in each can of mushrooms. It might sound shocking, but it's true. These guidelines set maximum allowable limits for various contaminants in food products, including these creepy crawlers. While the idea of consuming insect larvae is definitely unappetizing, the FDA assures us that these contaminants are harmless and don't pose significant health risks. The larvae typically come from insects laying eggs on the mushrooms before they're processed, and they're considered a natural part of the harvesting and canning process. Despite the FDA's reassurances, many people find the thought of potentially eating insect larvae enough to lose their appetite. Just the idea of finding something wriggling in your can of mushrooms can be deeply unsettling. So, what can you do to avoid these unwelcome surprises? Opt for fresh mushrooms whenever possible. Fresh mushrooms are less likely to have such contaminants because they haven't gone through the extensive processing that canned mushrooms do. Additionally, choosing brands with a strong reputation for quality control and clean, contaminant-free products can help minimize the risk. Are there any well-produced foods? How can we find them? Keep watching to find out. Number 2. Commercial fruit juices. Commercial fruit juices are often promoted as a healthier alternative to sugary sodas, but they might not be as nutritious as they appear. Unlike freshly squeezed fruit juice, most commercial juices are made from concentrate. The juice is first dehydrated for easier storage and transport. When it's ready to be bottled, water is added back to the concentrate along with other ingredients like sugar, artificial flavors, and preservatives. This process greatly reduces the juice's nutritional value and changes its natural taste. Some juices might not contain much real fruit at all, relying instead on artificial flavors and colors to imitate the taste and appearance of fresh juice. This can be misleading, making you think you're drinking something healthy when it's actually packed with additives. One major issue with commercial fruit juices is the added sugar. Too much sugar can lead to health problems like obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. Despite their fruity flavor, these juices can have as much or even more sugar than regular sodas. So even though a glass of orange juice might seem like a healthy option, it's important to check the labels carefully. Look for juices with minimal ingredients and no added sugars. A better choice is to eat whole fruit. Whole fruits offer fiber, vitamins, and minerals that are often lost in the juicing process. Eating fruit not only provides all the natural nutrients, but also helps you feel fuller longer, making it a more nutritious option. Number 1. Processed cheese. Processed cheese, often referred to as cheese product or cheese food, is popular for its affordability, convenience, and excellent melting qualities. It's frequently used in fast food and homemade recipes. However, the production process and ingredients of processed cheese might make you reconsider before indulging in your next grilled cheese sandwich. The process starts with real cheese made from milk. This cheese is melted and mixed with various additives to achieve the final product. Emulsifiers like sodium phosphate are used to blend the cheese into a smooth, uniform texture, while sodium citrate helps prevent separation and maintains creaminess. Artificial colors are added to give processed cheese its bright yellow appearance, making it more visually appealing. These additives help achieve the desired consistency and color, but they can also be a concern for some consumers who prefer foods with fewer artificial ingredients. Processed cheese, after all the ingredients are mixed, is pasteurized to kill harmful bacteria and extend shelf life. The pasteurized mixture is poured into molds to create slices, blocks, or other forms found in stores. However, processed cheese typically contains much less real cheese compared to natural varieties like cheddar or mozzarella. It often has high sodium levels and various additives that can raise health concerns. Excessive sodium intake is linked to high blood pressure, and some people might have allergic reactions to artificial ingredients. Additionally, dairy farming for processed cheese contributes to environmental issues due to water consumption and greenhouse gas emissions. As awareness of these concerns grows, many consumers are turning to healthier and more eco-friendly options. Natural cheeses made from sustainably sourced dairy or plant-based cheeses provide familiar flavors and textures without the same health and environmental drawbacks. So what do you think of these foods and how they are made? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found it interesting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the next video shown on your screen to catch up on your favorite celebrity stories. See you there.